And welcome back into a brand new episode of Tribal Council Chat. As always, we are your hosts. My name is Bruce Heller.
And my name's Brett Parnell.
And do you want to tell the audience what we have this week?
Yeah, absolutely. Something that I know many of you have been talking about in advance, probably at this point for months, because we didn't know when it was going to come, which is Survivor Australia versus the world. It starts on, I believe, the 17th of August next month. So we thought we'd do our first ever, I guess, international-ish episode of Tribal Council Chat. And we're going to do a Australia versus the world cast review, see what we can find out about every player. I'll at least have their bio up so we can go over who they are and what they've played in the game. And then from there, we're going to do one of our fantasy drafts. Bruce and I will just alternate picking players, and we'll add up the scores at the end of the season and see who wins.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, so ready to get started?
I am.
All right, I'm going to share my screen. And the first player that we have on our list is David Gannett, someone that I think Australian Survivor fans seem to say is one of the best of all time. You and I, Bruce, are probably much more familiar with him through Deal or No Deal Island and his alliance with somebody else that's on this season. Have you ever watched any seasons like in full of Australian Survivor?
Yeah, I've watched a few. Not I've I've watched David's first season, which
Okay, so
because
you have seen him play in Australia.
yeah, there was a real brief time when seasons 4, 5, and I think 6 of Aus maybe more. We're on. There was a brief time Australian Survivor was on Paramount Plus, and it got
Mm,
taken off abruptly. But I made it through David's first season
nice.
and the first Brains versus Brawn before they took it off.
Mm. I have not seen him play, but I have seen that first Brains versus Braun. I've seen um 2 seasons in total.
Nice.
All right, so what's your thoughts on David coming into this game?
I'm excited to see David play this game again. I love seeing him play Deal or No Deal Island. He did well. That's obviously a completely different game. He played a second season of this that I haven't seen, but he did really well on there too. So
Yeah,
I assume he'll do well again.
so you're right. We did see him play Deal or No Deal Island. We've seen him. He's played 2 seasons of Australian Survivor. David's done a lot of television from my research. In addition to those two, he did something called Search for a Supermodel. Interesting for with his modeling career for this game being Australia versus the world. David's actually lived a lot of his adult life in New York City, despite being very Australian. So who knows? Maybe being in Survivor after, especially after Deal or No Deal, maybe he knows some of the American players through Perth.
I want to know how this show Search for a Supermodel exists. Like, do you
I
have to
don't
find
know.
them?
And the other thing that he's done is the Australian version of 45 and 47 show, The Celebrity Apprentice.
Hmm. I didn't know Australia had a version of that.
I didn't either. It is, well, that's interesting.
What?
It The Australian version of Celebrity Apprentice is run by a British member of the House of Lords
Why can't they
in the
get an
Trump role.
Australian person to run it?
Who knows?
That's the British Celebrity Apprentice then.
No, it's the Australian show. The host is just British.
Well,
Phil Kogan is the American host of Amazing Race, not of New Zealand.
fair enough.
All right. So moving down, we have George. Now, George is a player I have seen play on Heroes versus Villains. Um, he's quite the character. Have you seen George play at all?
Yes, on Brains versus Brawn and on Heroes versus Villains.
So yeah, he's been quite the character from what I saw in his second season. Um, he George seems to have that like if you watched the way the challenge this week talked about Sydney, it's like humble is not his thing. And I
Yeah.
think that would translate over to him. George is very public about the fact that he thinks that he's the best Australian Survivor player ever. David is notably the same. So it'll
Yeah,
be
but
fun
one of
to
them
watch
has
the
won
two
the
of them
game
play
and one
out.
of them hasn't. So
Yeah.
I
But
love
I mean,
Coubcil.
there's people out there who think another person on this cast who hasn't won the game is the best Survivor player of all time. So
Well, yes, but the word
just to
for that is
remind you
wrong.
of her fan base. But yeah, it'll be fun to watch George play out with his personality. He's back with his number one ally from Heroes versus Villains, who wasn't in that season. He was her number one ally, but she wasn't his number one ally, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Moving on, we have Jenny Alice, or Janine Alice. Let me check her record. Janine is 60. She's from Melbourne. Um, is the founder of Boost Juice. I don't know if that's connected to the Canadian Booster Juice or not. But she owns a bunch of um, fast food business chains that she started in Australia. So that's cool. How did her Survivor appearance go? She placed sixth in the sixth season, which was Champions versus Contenders. Was eliminated from the game on day 44. Um, Jenny has also been on the Celebrity Apprentice Australia.
Wow.
So there is a number of people on the Australian game that are following the lead of Richard Hatch.
I see that. That's interesting. Are they gonna follow his
Um,
footsteps on the tax evasion front also?
I hope not.
Well,
She also did a food reality show that featured Jenny and Gordon Ramsay going head to head pitching new food and drink items. So that's pretty interesting.
yeah. That's
All
really
right.
fun.
Moving to the next player, we have Kirby Bentley. If I look at her record, she is a women's Australian rules football professional, which is similar to rugby from what I understand, but also very different at the same time. There's only one country that plays it.
Yeah.
She was on Tight versus Rebels, which was the ninth season of the show. And if I look at her placement, she came fifth.
Impressive.
So made it pretty deep in the game. If I look into I would imagine that with this career, she would probably be a pretty big challenge threat this season.
Probably.
All right. Next, we have Luke Toki, who has played the game 2 times.
And I've seen his second season, and I liked him
Oh,
on.
have you?
His second season was David's first season.
Oh, interesting. Do you
The
remember anything
second
from his
champion.
game?
What?
Do you remember anything from his season?
I remember liking him.
Nice.
That was the second champions versus contenders, and he was on the champions tribe.
Interesting. Um, so Luke's 38. He is he's been on Big Brother VIP Australia, which I imagine is probably their version of Celebrity Big Brother.
Probably.
Um, Luke has an interesting history on here in which he is the co-owner of a trucking business, as per Wikipedia, that was raided by the police because his business partner was a member of a criminal organization that was trafficking drugs and money.
Well, that's wild.
He had nothing to do with it, but interesting enough to see. I mean, I can imagine if you can deal with your business going under that amount of stress, you're probably a good fit for Survivor. This is nothing.
He finished fourth place on Australian Survivor in 2019.
Oh, nice. Moving on next, we have Sarah Kiliki, I assume that's the pronunciation, who's a model from Perth, Western Australia.
Wow. Nice.
If I look up her placement, she's 30.
She played in 2017.
Yeah, when she was 22. And
known for stealth and social strategy.
Nice.
Interesting. Honestly, stealth, social strategy, younger player, like it giving me Parvati vibes a little bit for some reason.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michelle, but I can see that. Interestingly enough, Sarah is the lowest placing contestant on this season in 8th.
Huh.
So I wonder if she's going to have an opportunity to make it further in the game, or if players will see that finish as early way to vote her out. Next, we have Shawnee Botel, who, from everything I've heard, I've seen her play once on Heroes versus Villains. It's going to be fun to see her play with Parvati because I have just heard Australian Parvati every time she comes up.
Yeah, and I haven't seen her first 2 seasons. I've also only seen Heroes versus Villains, but it checks out from what I've seen.
Interesting. She's a personal assistant. She's currently 33. Interesting enough, because of what you brought up when I talked about David's TV appearances, Shawnee, after her first season, did live in London for quite a bit. I mean, not uncommon for Australian people, but that she's spent a lot of time in the UK.
Nice.
And her husband is a professional skateboarder.
Nice.
So that's certainly a unique career. Let me check where she finished. She finished 4th, 7th, and 9th. So she's, unfortunately for her, going through that trajectory of almost like Aubrey, getting a lower finish every time she plays.
Yeah.
So we'll see if she can reverse that or if she's going to go out pre-merge this time. Well, ready to get into the tried for abroad players?
Yes, always.
We're going to start this off with Suri.
Who's that? I've never heard of her. No, there. I mean, what else is
That's,
there to say? Cereza left.
yeah, legend of the game. She's been on Big Brother recently. She's been on the Traders recently, all in the American shows. I think this is her first time doing a show that's not a U.S. marketed show, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
Um, and also the unique thing for all three American players is going to be, at least in my mind, how they adapt to the Australian game. Because if you are someone who loves New Era Survivor, you probably think Australian Survivor is better than US Survivor. If you think American Survivor has become too twist and gimmick heavy, from at least what I've seen, Australian Survivor is even more so.
yeah. Australian Survivor, and I think it was on Brains versus Brawn, once had a twist where after the tribe voted at Tribal, it was revealed, hey, you just voted to send this person to the other tribe.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, just wild stuff like that. So,
Moving down, we have Purdy.
the GOAT.
Some, yeah, absolutely. Now, will she be able to hold up to that reputation in a foreign game?
I don't know.
We will see. The interesting thing that I think gives Poverty a better chance here than I would have said either is they filmed this after they filmed Deal or No Deal. So at this point, she's already coming into the game with an ally on the Australian track.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we can assume. Sure, in Heroes versus Villains, she and Amanda weren't working together. But so maybe pre-game alliances aren't as easy to predict as we would think. But at the same time, I'd say there's a better chance that it's not like, oh, it's Poverty, get her out, when she has that relationship with David as compared to if David was replaced by somebody else.
Yeah. That's really well put.
And finally, for the Americans, we have Tony Vlachos, who is a two-time winner that we just saw win Winners at War back during the pandemic.
Yes.
I mean, what's not to say about Tony? Obviously, two-time winner, won the all-winners season, absolute legend of this game. My question is Tony going to come into this game like he did in Game Changers and no, it's 2 weeks. I'm just here to collect my appearance check. There's no way I'm going to win. I might as well make everybody laugh. Or is Tony going to come into this game cool and calm and trying to be like, yes, I'm here, but I'm still playing just like everyone else, especially when he is, unlike Game Changers, which had few actual game changers. Tony is coming into this game really with, from what I gather, if you watch each of these nationalities play Survivor, they're all pretty much legends of the game.
Yeah.
I don't think from anything I've read that there's really any duds on this cast.
I would agree with that from what I've heard and read.
So that might give Tony a bit of an opening to be like, yes, I just won, but all of us are top tier players. Who really cares? Compared to if it was like when Sandra or Russell played Australian Survivor and they were just instantly a target.
Yeah, I would agree. Sandra made it a decent way, but
she made it to day 16, just like Winners at War and just like Game Changers.
And then Russell's just Russell. I haven't watched this season, but I've watched the Tribal on YouTube. I don't know if you have or not.
No, I
Went
haven't.
home wearing an idol around his neck.
Of course he did. Good job, Russell.
so freaking arrogant that you have it and you're telling everyone you have it and you're not gonna play it.
All right, so next we have Tommy Manian from Survivor Finland. Let me look up his Survivor record.
Yeah.
Tommy is a journalist and radio presenter, so someone who probably knows how to talk. The Survivor Wiki page is all in Finnish, so I can't read his biography.
Well, you don't know every language. You're
No, I
Mr. World
don't.
Traveler.
I've been to Finland for a total of 6 hours.
That's enough to learn an entire language.
Um, he lasted 34 days and won 6 individual challenges. So he may very well be a challenge beast in this season. But
Yeah.
I can't read how well he did because, like I said, I don't speak Finnish. But
Why were you only in
again,
Finland for 6 hours? What were you doing?
taking a cruise. What else?
Well, true.
The cruise went from Sweden to Estonia to Russia to Finland to back to Sweden.
Nice.
All right, next we have Lisa Holmes, a school librarian from New Zealand, and she's the winner of Survivor New Zealand. So we have another winner coming in addition to the 2 Americans and a couple Australians.
Wow. This is such a stacked cast.
Yeah. Survivor. Lisa's 38. Um, Interesting. She's probably a strategic player. She says in her bio that she likes when Survivor has all sorts of shifting alliances.
Nice.
So I anticipate she's going to be playing the game hard. Let
I
me
bet.
just check this voting record from when she won. I want to know what the vote was. She won 4-3.
Nice.
All right, moving down, we have Cass. Let me pronounce this. Baskar.
I'll trust you on that. She's from your home country.
She is from my home country. She's um, played in Survivor Quebec from Trois-Rivières, which is about 3 hours down the road from where I'm sitting right now.
So she
Let me
was
check.
runner up. That's impressive.
Oh, yes. That is very impressive.
Did you watch this season? It was just last year.
No, it's all in French.
Well, it's still Canada. I don't know.
Yeah, it's on via Go. I don't even know the network. It's
Do
on
you not
Channel
know
10.
French?
I know enough French to like get by, but to sit and watch a show in French that involves social politics, I'm not going to know what's going on.
Well, learn French before the next season.
Fair enough.
That's the second language I've told you to learn so far this episode.
And the Survivor Wiki page is also all in French. Like that, I could read if I wanted to sit down here. Unfortunately, we're on live video.
Well, then watch the show with subtitles.
Yeah, that would be easier.
Then you can just read it while they're talking.
She has 5 individual challenge wins. She lasted 42 days. Let me.
Quebec does 42-day seasons?
I guess.
I also love that every version of Survivor is like a country, America, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. And then Quebec just goes, no, we as a state/province get our own version all to ourselves.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they started this when English Canadians were able to qualify for the American show.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And French Canadians obviously don't qualify for the American show because I don't think CBS is going to cast you if you get on into casting and get on a Zoom call with Jeff and Matt and be like, "Je ne suis parle pas en anglais."
What if someone from Quebec knows and is fluent in English? Then
Oh, they've had
French
them.
Canadians would probably get on.
Drea was from Quebec.
Oh, see, there you go. See, they can get on the American.
Oh, of course, but I'm saying they made the Quebec show for people who don't speak English and can't apply for the American show.
That makes sense. It just optically was funny that we have all these countrywide versions and
Yes.
then Quebec.
And believe it or not, you want to hear something really ironic about the Quebec one before we move on?
Of course.
It's called Survivor Quebec. But if you're from the Canadian province of New Brunswick or Ontario, you can get on too. It should just be called Survivor Canadien Français.
Yeah.
They've had Ontario and New Brunswick people on this show.
Is Quebec the only province that they speak French officially?
Yes. Quebec, the official language is French. In New Brunswick, the official language is bilingualism. So French is an official language in New Brunswick, but it's not the only official language. In Quebec, you don't, let's put it this way, you don't have the right to it's a long story, but let's say you were to come to Quebec, you don't have the right to send your kids to school in English or have a trial in English.
So just don't commit a crime while I'm there.
That's right. Got it.
Darn, there go my bank robbery plans.
Yeah, you might not want to do that. While I was looking for the results, she did come second. It was kind of a tie because the winner of her season was unanimous.
Wow.
8-0. The thing I'm interested to see in terms of Cass's spot in the game is going to be, and it comes down to what we're talking about, how she's the only person on this cast who has to, I guess translate is the right word, but who played Survivor in a foreign language and is now playing Survivor in English.
I assume she knows English pretty strongly.
I would assume so too. But you know what? I'm probably wrong. I assume the Finnish guy probably didn't play Survivor in English.
Well, yeah.
But it's going to be different for both of them. And I mean, maybe that's a prospect for an alliance between Cass and Tommy.
Yeah. Until, of course, he's finished playing.
Or unless he's Russell and he's saying, I'm not finished just yet.
True. We're so funny.
All right, next we have Rob, who's the winner of South African Survivor.
Also, real quick, I researched it. The show David was on in 2002, Search for a Supermodel, is a modeling competition show.
No, I couldn't have figured that out.
No, I was imagining hide and seek, actually go search for a supermodel. And I'm thinking, I want to be on that show. But now that it's a modeling competition, I don't know. Maybe I could be a supermodel. I don't know. I could pull it off, but not competitively.
I figured that was blatantly obvious what it was.
Well, I'm dumb, though.
All right, so
I like my idea better. Actually go find a supermodel that's hiding somewhere.
Yeah, that would be funny. So Rob is the winner of South African Survivor. He was on Island of Secrets, season 7. If I go down to the voting history, He won this in a 6-4 vote. And he has 7 individual challenge wins. So they've picked the stacked group of challenge beasts to be on this season.
They have. That's ridiculous.
All right. Ready to get into the draft?
Yes, always.
All right. Let me quickly stop sharing the screen. So I get a bigger screen. I am going to go to make a wheel. And I'll hold it up for the audience. And we will see who gets to pick first.
Blow out the candles and make a wheel. Instead of wish. In case our audience didn't pick up on what my dumb joke was. But oh. No,
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah, and I don't want to do it competitively, but I do want to plant my flag in. I could be a supermodel if I wanted to.
You can see that, right?
I can. It's very colorful.
Good. We're spinning. The first pick goes to.
It's too. I can't see it. It's too bright.
It's to me.
Oh.
Sorry. All right, so it's my turn to pick first. I am going to go. I'm debating it's Australian Survivor. I'd probably lean normally towards picking an Australian person first. But as someone who knows a player on this season, I kind of, through an online course I took, I kind of have to take Parvati here.
That would have been my first pick, too. I just figured whoever had the first pick was getting her.
Okay, so the greatest of all time is on my team. You're up.
I am going to pick. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take, because you took the player I wanted. I'm going to take the player from your home country and take Cass from Survivor Quebec.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, go Quebec.
Vive le Quebec.
Go Montreal Canadiens. That's part of my very limited Quebec knowledge.
What about the Quebec Nordiques?
I have a hat of theirs.
Nice. Hopefully there'll be a team as soon as Bettman retires.
No, Kansas City.
Kansas City I'm good with, but not Atlanta. They've had too many chances already.
Honestly, I want Arizona back. I hate relocation. I don't like that Arizona's in Utah now.
Yeah, but Arizona doesn't have any fans.
Well, they did. They used to.
A long time ago. That's fair enough. I see your point, especially with your history, but I mean, St. Louis is a great market. Arizona was not a great market for hockey.
Yeah, I just think Kansas City would be fun because like a cross-state rivalry.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
But anyway, my Quebec knowledge is the Canadians and poutine, and they're the French province. So, there we go.
Oh, all right. So my pick next. I mean, if I'm going to pick one, let's complete the duo from Deal or No Deal Island. I'm going to pick David.
I misplayed that. I should have taken him.
You should have.
Crap.
I thought that's what you were going to do.
I should have. I made a good play still, but I could have made a much better one. Okay, so I'm up.
Yep. And let me just count quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's going to be 7 rounds in this draft.
Okay.
7 players each.
I am going in response to David. I'm gonna take Luke. I thought about
Nice.
George, but I feel like he's gonna be a target because of how big of a personality he has
Yeah,
and how deep he went in both of his seasons, and I'm scared to take him. So,
fair. All right, my turn for round three.
yes,
I'm gonna go with a winner here, and I'm gonna go with a South African winner. I'm gonna take Rob.
interesting.
I think he might be able to get under the radar a bit, seeing that there's probably more people who have seen both the threats from the Australians and from the Americans, and a South African winner could probably get under and work with whoever he wants.
I agree. I am going to go Australian here and go with someone that I think will be able to fly under the radar because they haven't placed as high as some of the other people on here. Let me find it. Oh, wow. I was going to read more of the bio, but I'm not finding it. I'm taking Sarah here.
Nice. She would
There
have
it is.
been probably
Almost
my
10
next pick.
years since she's played last. Coming back, very social and strategic, very stealthy. Let's ride.
Yeah, I like that. I am a little worried about getting burnt, so I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen, even though it's probably a bad pick in this spot. Um, I let I had a team of at this point in my winners at World Draft, Michelle, Sarah, and Tyson, and let Tony slip all the way to the end with just him and Amber left on the board. I crushed the draft. I could have crushed it even more if I picked the winner in addition to those three legends. So I'm going to take Tony off the board in this spot.
Yeah, my concern with him is who is going to help play his game. Because the seasons he's done well on, he had Trish and he had Sarah covering his back and kind of covering the spots where he's not good at it.
That's true.
Game changers and on the traders when he was on his own more, he crashed and burned. He kind of needs that second person to help his game.
Maybe he works with someone like George.
Oh gosh,
That'd be fun.
that would be fun. I can't
All
wait to
right.
see what hijinks Tony gets into, though, because no matter how long he's around, you know there's going to be something funny.
Yeah. You pick.
Yeah, it is my pick. So, where is he at? I had someone in mind.
Okay.
Oh, that's the guy you took.
Cool.
Okay. I'm going to go a little off the wall here and go with Tommy
Nice.
from, I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, this is the Finnish
Finland.
one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
He's
try to pronounce the show he's on, that first word at least.
well, it's Survivor Finland effectively.
Well, true. So
I'm
I
just
have Cass and Tommy. So I have
nice.
the monopoly on people who English is probably their second language.
One thing that the only thing I think I'm disappointed in this cast when we talk about players from other seasons. I don't know if he was busy or if he was never called what, but with everything we got to see over on the other show I podcast on, why was Emmanuel not on the Wild Tribe? That would have been good.
Yeah. Or what's her name from Challenge 37?
Emmy, no
Yes.
thanks.
No?
No, I was not a fan.
I like that she called him Mr. TJ.
Well, I mean, Blue from Big Brother took the title of embarrassing names for TJ this week.
I'm watching that when we finish recording. I found a way
Oh,
to watch it online through my parents' cable provider.
nice. I won't tell you then, but it's hilarious.
Oh, I can't wait.
You'll
Me and
text me
Kevin
when you
watched
see
an
it.
Amazing Race season where either Tim or TJ on 25, I don't remember which one, called Phil Mr. Phil. But I still call him Mr. Phil on our Pit
That's
Stop Pals
funny.
episodes. So,
All right, so round 5. I just went with one player that just comes in as a huge threat in Tony. I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna take Shawnee off the board.
that was going to be my next one. But I also am fine with it. I was holding off because she's such a big name and because her
Yeah.
placements have dipped like the way they have. So I'm okay missing out on it, but darn. Okay, so let's dive in here. Shawnee's a really good pick for you. I like that. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take the person with the nickname Rebel Queen, and that is Kirby.
Nice.
So I've got my challenges covered.
Yeah. I am gonna take a player who never seems to play Survivor and go home early, other than one season, and that's Suri.
That's smart. I considered that last time. I'm just kind of afraid of her threat level.
I mean, picking in round 6 is nothing to be afraid of at this point. There's only a high payoff.
Yeah. And because of that, I am also going to take someone that I've been holding off on picking because of their threat level, and that is George.
Nice.
I wish Haley Leake was on this cast. That's my favorite Australian player.
That would have been good. Yeah, I like her.
She's amazing. But so we each have 6 people. There's one person left for each of us now, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I am gonna pick Jenny.
Nice.
And that leaves you with Lisa.
Okay.
Well, that was fun.
I'm happy
Should we
with my
do
team.
a line blindside first boot before we go?
Sure.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Your options are, I think you'll get this theme in a second. Sandra Diaz Twine,
Yeah.
Russell Hantz, and Nina, Sandra's daughter.
Here. Heroes versus villains?
No, just Americans who were on Australian Survivor.
Oh. Well, they all did play on Heroes versus Villains.
That's true. I never thought of it.
Nina's the only one that hasn't won, so I'm going to align with
Russell
her.
hasn't won.
What?
Russell didn't win.
You know what? I forgot about that. I forgot it was Russell.
Russell thinks he won in his mind.
Either way, like for what Russell lacks in social, he has in strategy, and he scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm still aligning with Nina because I think she's the least proven player here.
Yeah.
But no, because I feel like if she got to the end, she could beat me. I don't want to align with Russell, though. I don't want to have to spend that much time with him. Sandra's getting blindsided because I want to see her as a juror. I'll get that out of the way because I feel like she'd be hilarious as a juror.
Cannot agree more.
I'm going to stick with my gut and align with Nina and first boot Russell, but I can make an argument either way there.
Yeah, I'm going to also align with Nina, blindside Sandra, first boot Russell. I see the argument, but I think it's the safest bet.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not a 20-year-old attractive female, so Russell probably doesn't want to work with me at the start of the game.
Well, not with that attitude, you're not.
He seems to play the same strategy time after time after time.
Maybe he's learned from his mistakes.
Natalie and what was her name? Ashley, then Pova and Danielle, then Stephanie and Krista.
Maybe he's learned from his mistakes.
Russell learning?
No.
I don't think so.
Unlikely. Oh.
All right, who you got?
I am going with Australian Survivor players that I know you've seen.
Okay.
You've seen two of their both seasons, and one of them only seen their last season. And that is Shawnee, George, and Haley.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to align with Haley, blindside Shawnee, and first boot George.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though Haley's a winner, which scares me.
Haley's a winner, but technically sort of got voted out. She was the one that got voted to the other tribe, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I think it's happened a couple
like
of times.
A day or two later.
It's happened a few times then.
I don't think it was the other. I think it was like a redemption twist, and she came back like a day or two. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she was not out of the game long enough for me to really care that she was voted out, honestly.
Right.
But, yeah, I think she's the best bet to align with here because I don't know if aligning with either of the other two that I could get to the end.
Exactly.
So here it is. No. She was voted out. She would be saved by the surprise redemption rock twist, upon which she would course correct and emerge as a dominant physical player. So let me click on this twist real quick because I'm curious now. So let me find it. In Brains versus Brawn, Braden Cook and Haley League, voted out on days 29 and 30, were sent to Redemption Rock instead of being immediately eliminated. The pair would compete in a challenge on day 31, which Haley won in. Oh, yeah. So won her way back into the game the very next day. I don't care that she was voted out. That doesn't count.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, that was fun. I'm going to do a infographic with the teams so that way people can have their thoughts on who won the draft, and we'll do predictions before. Grab your torches and head back to camp.
Bye, guys.
Bye.